What is up, YouTube? I lacerate from Team Armored here with JX Elite.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah. All right. Today we're trying to bring you content um, of scope guidelines. And, well, JX, why don't you just explain a little bit about who you are?
Well, I've been playing AVA since it first came out on Steam, and I guess, the main scope for Armored.
I guess.
Well, unofficial, okay.
Yeah, but it is true. He will be our startup scope for ESL when we build our competitive team. So I thought I could talk to him for a little bit, record it, and send you guys out some decent tips. Maybe you'll learn something.
Maybe I'll learn something.
Yeah. All right. So first of all, what do you use to enter stuff?
I use my mouse wheel, and then sometimes it's unreliable, so I also use my number keys, 1, 2, 3.
Okay. And you run. I've seen you run out with a nade a lot.
Yeah, it's just about as fast as a pistol, the mobility. So even if you don't have a pistol that has fast mobility, you always got a grenade.
So, say the grenade's mobility could be 95 then? Is that true?
I think some of them are. I'd have to double check, but they're still 90, 95, 85. Close
So
enough
it's
for
still
me.
close enough. I get it. Okay, and from my understanding, you use a specific field of view angle?
Yeah, I just use 90.
Yeah. Is there any specific reason?
It's more viewing area than 85, so
So pretty much you just get to see more.
yeah.
Does it
Definitely
does it
helps
really
with the
feel
scope.
like more though? Is it really worth someone changing what they're used to?
You know, I used 85 once, and I just felt like my view was all crumpled, scrunched into the middle. I didn't like it.
So, is it stretched on 90 then, or is it just looks clearer?
I don't know. It looks, before they added it, it looks like it did before. So I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Right. So I guess pretty much the summarization of that is, if you want to try 90, go ahead. If sometimes for some it's a per person basis. If you've been using 85 since the game came out, just stick with 85. But
Definitely.
if you're willing to and open to new things, and you want to try this setting, go for it, because obviously it works. For those new users out there, what would you consider the best sniper rifle for them to either obtain or use?
I would have to say, I'm gonna discriminate between timed and permanent. So I'd probably say the best timed sniper rifle, in my opinion, is the FR. And then the best permanent sniper rifle, in my opinion, is the PGM.
Okay, is there any key differences between the two weapons?
FR is a lot quicker. It seems to tag less, and a tag is when you hit someone and they don't die out of one shot. And it also, better mobility. PGM's good though too. It's solid, has a lot of damage. You can do move shot with it as well.
And scope speed, does that play any specific role?
Yeah, it can. I mean, it just depends on your preference and what you're used to, also.
Okay. I know I've gotten asked this question a lot, and I'm not even that great of a scope, honestly. Do you stalk targets more often than drag shotting, or vice versa?
Well, usually in scrims and competitive matches and things like that, I usually go with what's best. If I see someone and I see the perfect opportunity to take them out without myself getting hurt, then I will, stalk them. But if someone just appears out of a doorway, I have to quick switch them or I die, basically.
Right.
So,
So pretty much it's situational.
Yes.
You can't pick and choose what you're going to do unless, obviously, you're either not being looked at, or they don't see you, or you have the clear opportunity.
Yeah.
Understood. So, moving along to more settings for new scopes, moderate scopes. What is your sensitivity?
My mouse is a Logitech G500, and I use a 800 DPI. Seems to work pretty well. And in game, I use 9.
Okay. which does it plays different roles, but the only thing I can think of to have a nice reasoning behind that is the lower sensitivity that you are on a scope, the more accurate that you're going to be. Is it better to be faster? Yes. Is it better to be able to hit your targets? You know, that's something you're going to have to weigh out. I mean, if you can hit somebody on 20 sensitivity on 2200 DPI, wouldn't you use it, JX?
Yeah, I'd use whatever works. I mean, my DPI used to be like 1200. My in-game sensitivity was like 30 way back, a couple years ago.
Ball mouse.
But I mean, yeah. I mean, it just depends on the nature of the game, if they change any of the mechanics, or if something just doesn't feel right, you know?
Right. So it's just got to be a feeling then, huh?
Mm-hmm. Experimentation.
Okay. That works. Does pistol draw speed matter on a scope?
Definitely. Big part of being a scope is being able to pull out your pistol quickly and hitting your target.
And your recommended pistols that you would like to use are?
Well, for one you could acquire with AP, I'd say the FN57, because it's got a nice 20-round mag, it's got a quick rate of fire, good gun all around. And then for like a timed Euro one that you can get in the shop, I would say the Beretta, because it's got a higher mag than the Glock. Like comparatively, I'd compare the Glock and the Beretta. Beretta's got higher mag and it feels a little bit more stable.
Okay, that works. In your opinion, could you summarize what the main purpose of having a scope on your team is for? Why do scopes exist?
Well, in this game, in competitive matches, scopes are there usually to carry their team. They can have different roles, but most of the time you see them carrying their team and getting clutch plays and doing those kind of things.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is, on a lower end of the scale, you could be a support sniper where you're either supporting your allies, or you could be the dominant sniper that's picking off the team, the enemy team, allowing your team to take control.
Yeah, it's just
so it's about having map control as being a sniper.
Yeah, but it also depends on how you play. Like if you're aggressive or you're defensive or you're moderate, it just all about your play style, really.
All right. If there are any tips that you could spare for a new scope or someone that just started out, what would it be?
Well, for someone that first starts out, I would recommend learning the basic mechanics of the gun and basically accuracy. Accuracy is key, first thing out of many.
Okay. So, what, going into AIs and practicing as much as possible?
What I like to do is, what I used to do, I still do it sometimes, is I go into AI demos and then I just go sniper and I try to get, I just try to go for headshots and kill them before they can hit me, because if you ever played AI demo, you know sometimes just if you barely peek around the wall, they just instantly kill you. So it's also good for knockback and dealing
reaction
with surprises.
Time and everything else, right?
Yeah. I also play Sniper Gallery, but that's just preference.
I guess that warms up the shot. As far as advanced tips, is there anything that's kind of advanced that maybe the average user doesn't know?
Well, I mean, if you're playing in pubs, it's always good to have good placement and good aim. In more competitive nature, I mean, you're going to have a counter scope, usually, and you need to figure out what's going on inside of his head, and then you also need to figure out how the rest of his team is going to play.
Like break shotting or...
Yeah, like, say you can see him if he's going to camp a spot, or if he's going to be a really mobile scope, you know, he's going to have to break shot or move shot. And just placement is also key in those kind of situations.
Positioning is always an important role in every game you play. Is there anything else that's really important that we should share today?
Today I don't really think there's too much. I mean, I can always go more in depth with those kind of ideas. Maybe in another episode we'll talk about armor or other factors.
Other inventory factors that could apply to being a scope and maybe increase your chances of becoming a better scope.
Yeah.
Hey, never know. We might run into that. All right, guys. That's it for us today. Again, it was Ilasray from Team Armored and JX Elite. Let me know if you guys like this stuff. If you don't, leave a dislike, leave a comment. If you do, leave a like and a comment. Let me know what we could have done better. Let me know if there's anything that we missed. Feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.
See ya.